The Black Series. What a thing. Here we are, pre-race, just walking the track, as you do. Not bad. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here we are, Goodwood Festival of Speed, Hypercar Day. And as it is Hypercar Day, Goodwood, this year's 2025 Goodwood is dedicated to Gordon Murray, as you can see. And we'll get some footage of his latest amazing little V12 creations. Yeah, not bad. And here it is, over the noise of a pretty awesome American muscle car, the Red Bull RB17. What a thing. Absolutely stunning. Can't wait to see it when they actually bring this out. Red Bull finally making a car coming straight into the hypercar class. Our first hypercar of the show. Beauty. So as it's hypercar day, it would be rude not to get one of the originals and in the appropriate, my favourite spec to match the rest of the cars. The original Bugatti Veyron. What a colour, what a machine. So technically not a hypercar, but it would be rude of us not to get this in. Those of you who don't know, this is Singer. They take your old classic Porsche and they redo the engine, give you a ton more power, and I mean they redo the engine. Absolutely immaculate. Redo the chassis, recondition everything, new suspension, new wheels, new paint, new absolutely everything to an incredible standard. And you've got a super performing but still retro cool original design Porsche. What a company. Absolutely amazing thing. You've got to appreciate it. I'm not a Porsche man, but I must admit, that's the thing of beauty. Okay, talking of hypercars, this is Porsche's new 963. It is street legal, as you can just see the number plate down there. Incredible thing, right up my street. Absolutely love this kind of thing. I would say it's a bit of a cop-out because they were planning to join the Holy Trinity with the Ferrari F80 and the new McLaren W1, but they kind of messed it up because they were going electric and they obviously pulled the plug on that lastminute.com, so they had to do something, so they done the newer version of that. So here we are. Not a bad option, but it's almost a class of its own. What an absolutely beautiful thing that is. Absolutely stunning. Continuing our theme in the hypercar class at Goodwood Festival of Speed. Great job, Porsche. Absolutely stunning thing. And as we get entering into LMP, it'd be rude not to have this. Another absolute monster of a car. What a machine. And appropriately, a real hypercar, the Aston Martin Valkyrie hypercar in the Le Mans series. What an incredible looking machine this is. Absolutely. That is serious. And who'd have thought it, against all those hypercars, that a good old F-150 truck can demolish them. So far, it is the fastest at Goodwood. Can you believe it? I think today the trannies, the good trannies, transit vans, are running, so these are going to have something to say about it as well. These will challenge that. Never mind all these hypercars for millions and millions of pounds. Just get your old Ford F-150 and your tranny and you'll smash it. F-150. Shit. back to America, and yet again another crazy F-150 Dakar truck. What a piece of kit this is. I've seen this a few times on YouTube, but seeing it for real, that is something else. What a great looking thing. Now my wife is a big Subaru fan, but this is something else. So far I think this is the king of Goodwood, fastest car at Goodwood, well, second fastest after the F-150 truck. What a thing. Love the colour and love all the aero on it. That is a weapon. But look at the rear diffuser on it. What a machine. So cool. Goodwood, is it still going to be the fastest? And of course, with all the McLaren F1s, it'd be very rude of us not to get the good old Ferrari F40, the classic. One of the thoroughbreds, very old dusty old thing. We drove back in convoy on Thursday with one of these. Absolutely stunning. Classic. Still to this day, still a thoroughbred with its speed. And how could we miss our old favourite, the Ferrari FXX Evo? Absolutely amazing. Last time we saw this it was getting smashed around Silverstone. Absolutely amazing, and they sound incredible. Proper racing hypercar for the absolute elite. Okay, not a hypercar, but this is the MC20 race car, so the MCX Extreme, 2025. Hell of a thing. It sounds absolutely amazing, I must admit, and the aero on it is was really, really cool. So fair play Maserati. I know the MC20 isn't necessarily everyone's cup of tea, but this thing is entering the market in a very strong and fierce position. Good job. Okay, so here we are at Lazante, the modifier that will take your hypercar and then make it street legal. So here we are, the Porsche 911, or should I say 993 GT1, street legal. What a fantastic looking thing. I remember having a toy of one of these when I was a kid. Absolutely amazing. And then moving on to his next one, if we can get through, is the Bugatti Zonda Revoluzione, or how you pronounce it. The carbon fibre on that thing is out of this world. Absolutely out of this world. What a car. Spoilers on spoilers, which is what we like to see, similar to the bikes. Absolutely amazing. Let's do a quick 360 of that. That well, should I say carbo titanium, standard for a V12 Bugatti. Absolutely magnificent. What a thing. The back of that. I've seen some back doors, but that is something else. And in true Lazante fashion, the number plate. What a machine. And then moving on to McLaren P1 GTR, and again, street legal. Look at that carbon fibre, an MSO option obviously. That is a thing of beauty. P1 GTR street legal. Go on Lazante. We'll get to the other one, his own car, just over there. We'll get to that in a second. Nice work. Okay, this is the Lazante, the one that he made. So based on the 720, he's modified the carbon tub. It's now a 3-seater, essentially like the McLaren P1 and the Jordan Murray. And quite a few other cars that are doing that at the moment. Changed the bodywork completely, so bespoke carbon bodywork, and it's now 800 horsepower. So absolutely stunning. I think it's going to be up for sale next year. Really cool. Absolutely stunning. Again, another beautiful P1 GTR by Lazante, street legal. What a beaut. Probably my favourite of the show. Back with the Lazante Bugatti. This thing, if Batman was going to have a car, this is it. This is the ultimate Batmobile, and very much my spec. Exposed racing carbon fibre, or carbo titanium should I say, with gloss black wheels. Less is more, and some gloss carbon on the inside. That thing is a thing of beauty, a thing of inspiration. Wow. Yeah, what a piece of kit. Go on. Here at Smee's place, Zemvo, the Danish company. This is their new, I don't think it's in production yet, supercar slash hypercar. This is the street legal version. I think this one has also got the quad turbo V12, so that's pretty significant. And boy, is that stunning. Sporting a lot of, again, LMP underbody aero technology. I mean, look at that front splitter. Really, really beautiful thing. Definitely one to keep an eye on, and we'll go and take a closer look. Yeah, other angle. Really, really beautiful thing. Stunning. A closer look. Beautifully sculptured. You can see the underbody aero. Absolutely stunning. So yeah, I think they're getting hypercar status for sure. I think they're definitely one to watch to elevate themselves into Koenigsegg and Pagani League potentially. And this is the monster that powers it, the quad turbo V12. Seriously impressive. Absolute lump of an engine. Fantastic. Carbon top. Hell of a structure. And this is their racing version of the car, basically. So truck focused with all the aerodynamics, shocks on display, etc, etc. All the underbody aero. Again, an absolute weapon of a car. Which one would you go for? Would you go for the street one, or would you go for the track one? Beautiful thing though. Not too sure what horsepower figures it's pushing, but it needs to be about pushing 2,000 based on it having quad turbos. Yeah, good job, and looking forward to seeing more of it. This place is outrageous. The amount of hypercars that we're seeing. The Wyra, I think Wyra R, the long tail on it, absolutely stunning. That is a thing of beauty. I definitely prefer the other one. Obviously, it's my kind of colours, less is more. But what a car! Another one. The Pagani Wyra R, awesome. And here we are. We finally found the Koenigsegg stand. So this is their new 4-seater. Apologies, I can't remember. Guerrera, essentially. Can't remember the name of it. What a stunning looking thing that is. Those huge doors, big enough for all 4 people to get in. First time I've seen it for real. Obviously I've seen it for a good few years now on YouTube, but seeing this thing for real is something else. They have done a remarkable, fantastic job. The fastest 4-seater car in the world. Absolutely stunning. Stunning looking thing. So, great job Koenigsegg, great job. Okay, here we are at Praga. Stunning looking things. They are trying to get into the hypercar class. Nissan GTR Litchfield tuned engine, I think pushing around 600 horsepower, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Carrying a lot of LMP technology, as you can see, with all the underbody aero throughout the car. 2-seater rocket ship. Yeah, pretty cool. I think probably a little overpriced, and I think not necessarily a full-on hypercar, but nevertheless, good to see it. Great thing, and we'll keep an eye on you, Praga. Okay, here we are, the McMurtry, upside down appropriately. It's those who haven't seen its YouTube, it was fully suspended like this, using its fan to suck to the ceiling. This was, or potentially still is, the champion of Goodwood, fastest up the track, but I think the Subaru and the F-150 have beat it. Don't quote me on that. Comment, I'm sure you'll correct me in the comments. Is it a hypercar? It certainly is in terms of short circuit, windy tracks. On a big track I don't think it would be. It's certainly hypercar prices, but I do love the idea. I think they're a British company where it's using the fan technology to kind of have this astronomical performance. So it's a bit too small for me as a car, but what a cool thing though. What an absolutely cool thing. And That's it, fully suspended using its fan. I think it's Chris Harris that also went in it along with the owner of the company. So really cool thing. Hopefully we might get to see it, so see if it gets its record back, or maybe it hasn't been beaten, I don't know. Very cool. Continuing the hypercars, the latest Pugani's Utopia, absolutely beautiful. 2 customer cars, 2 incredible specs. These things are complete works of art. Those of you who don't know Pagani, every single part is tailored to perfection, even down to each bolt being titanium, and naming, putting the little Pagani onto each titanium bolt. Let's get a quick look inside, see what you've got. So luggage compartment, as you can see, and these are optional in manual and automatic, or combination of the 2. So really beautiful things. Complete works of art. I think they're all sold. I think they're making 50 and they're all sold, unsurprisingly. And the other one, nice close-up view of the beautifully finished maroon or dark red carbo titanium. Look at that in the sunlight, absolutely beautiful. And there's the Pagani modified AMG V12. Some firepower going down range there. And that one I think is manual. Absolutely stunning. Pagani Utopia. Another Utopia, fantastic, beautiful looking thing. There's I think 3 Utopias here, and then appropriately so, we have now finally found the F80. First time we've ever seen this, and boy does it have presence. This is Ferrari's new hypercar, the replacement to the LaFerrari after what, 10 years of waiting. This is what they have, V6 engine, and it is a Le Mans hypercar inspired V6, along with a lot of the underbody aero. The design language is definitely different on it. It certainly has the LaFerrari type doors on it, but the design language is a lot more subtle in comparison to some of the other cars out there. You think they would have gone even more crazy with wings and stuff like that, but instead they've gone even more subtle with it. Yeah, fantastic looking thing. Here we go, the new Ferrari hypercar, F80. It is shifting, but not making any noise. And appropriately, the Gordon Murray. I think there's 2 of these here. So this is the race version of the T50. Again, stunning colour. Center seat, 3-seater. Absolutely amazing. Look at the size of that front splitter. Carrying a lot of the McLaren F1 heritage. Absolutely amazing looking thing. Hey, here we are. Obviously, I'm a big McLaren fan of many of them. The Solus GT, here it is. We last saw this at SEMA, bright orange one, 1-seater. Quite the cockpit. It's certainly quite the event getting into that thing. Quite impressive indeed. The Solus GT, another hypercar of the show. V10, I think. Probably pushing well over 1,000. So, is it a hypercar? That is the question. The Lotus Evija, 2,000 horsepower or so they claim. Electric 2,000 horsepower doesn't equate to petrol 2,000 horsepower. But I must admit, seeing it in the flesh, it is absolutely stunning. That interior is amazing. The doors, it really does have a pretty stunning presence. What a fantastic looking car. So let me know in the comments, do we think it's a hypercar? Being electric, probably will have hypercar performance. It certainly has a hypercar price tag, but I don't think that 2,000 horsepower is an actual 2,000 horsepower compared to petrol. So let us know. But as I said, it is an extremely good looking thing. That's for sure. See the air ducts. Yeah, not bad Lotus. Also on display is one of their electric concepts. Has the same principle. A lot of people seem to be jumping on the bandwagon of a 3 seats, central seat. But again, very, very cool. And look at the way those doors are. Yeah, pretty interesting. We'll see if they make it. Here we have another one of the Lotuses, looking pretty cool, must admit. And then this thing, I don't know what it is. It looks awesome. I've never seen it smashing it up the hill. It's been going relatively slow, taking it easy, and probably because it is hydrogen powered. So could this be the future of the combustion engine? So one of the first hydrogen powered hypercars or supercars, subject to its performance, but this is probably one of the best looking supercars, hypercars here at the show today. I'm really impressed with this. I am going to call this a hypercar. So I grew up with these XJS's, V12s. Had a few of them, well my dad had a few of them as when we were kids. This is by TWR. First time I've seen it. There's a lot of chat on it on YouTube, and to see it for real is amazing. I've heard it go up the hill and it does sound absolutely amazing. They've done such a good job with this car. The lines, the attention to detail, even the lights, carbon fibre on the lights, the wide arch body kit on it. It is absolutely stunning. They've done a great job, and it sounds pretty much as good as it looks. That reworked V12 still has a lot of the original features I remember from when I was a kid, as the real XJS did. And let's just get a look at that back end. Yeah, that is a weapon. Fantastic work. Brilliant to finally see this car, for sure. So at first I thought it was Diablo, but this company, I saw them many years ago on YouTube. They actually remake the Diablo, so here it is. First time I've seen it for real. Absolutely beautifully made. You know, those beautiful carbon air tucks at the top, so they're Centrucia. I think they're Italian, but absolutely beautiful work. Completely and utterly stunning what they've done there with this. Absolutely beautiful. Revamped the V12. So glad I saw this. It is a work of art. Great to finally see it after all these years. Definitely like to see more of it on other people's channels, please. So, and see it used in anger, but great work, great work. Okay, not a Porsche man, but just have to appreciate this one. This is probably the best looking old school Porsche I've ever seen. 911 Singer, like super wide body on it. Again, an absolutely immaculate example of what you can do with a retro Porsche. You've got to admire this, and definitely a means of converting someone to being a Porsche guy. Really, really great job. Singer, definitely crush it. Another one over there as well. Fantastic looking thing. Okay, not a hypercar, but certainly a thoroughbred supercar track weapon. Not only is it a GT3 RS, but it is indeed the Manti. So Definitely something very, very special. Great colour, love the wheels, and obviously Manthey just get that extra little bit of speed out of what is already an incredibly fast car by that additional enhancement of the aero. Loving that rear tail, definitely something that we're going to do on our cars. What a great machine. Here we go, the Les Brew. Is it going to do it? Yeah, man. That was shifting. Well, that's what an 8.3 litre V8 sounds like. Now I'm very much a super SUV man, and those of you know that Range Rover really were some of the originals with creating the kind of modern era of super SUVs from what they used to be as a Jeep. This is a remade one by Luneas, and it is so cool, I must admit. I've never seen anything like it. Like, the whole engine's been redone, everything. Yet again, similar to the Diablo over there, is absolutely amazing. So, great work. Not a fan of Range Rover, but this is really, really cool. Look at the interior. Again, smells amazing. Smells like brand new leather. Still has a lot of the retro feel to it. But I've just noticed it is electric. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, really cool. Apart from it being electric, but still really cool. So especially for Si, finally made it to the Kingsley stand. Really impressive, definitely a blast from the past, and they have done such a good job in reconditioning, restoring these original Range Rovers. I think V8 there maybe, I might be, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the two-door, which is very, very cool, and the quality and the craftsmanship of the finish, maintaining all its original heritage, is phenomenal. Absolutely beautiful. Alcantara ceilings. The smell of the leather is stunning, and this colour, this original retro type colour, really, really cool. So I reckon you need to buy one of these, mate. Very, very cool. I suppose it'd be rude for us not to look at our competitor, Urban. They've done a really, really good job on these. Really good job. In my opinion, I think it is probably the best colouring I've seen. Probably even better than RDBs for sure. Yeah, not bad work, Urban. Okay, great to finally see this for real. The BMW version of my bike, pretty much the same spec, World Superbike spec, except street legal. Will they ever release it? I doubt it very much. What a thing. Fantastic spec. A really interesting one for the channel, for the company, is this company, I think it's pronounced Jash, CAE, make their own carbon tubs. So really, really clever. This is definitely something that we're interested in. So there's the details there. Not too bad, 30,000. So definitely something we're interested in. Quite the Fiesta. What are the chances? RS200. Oh my god. The king. We salute you. It's just chilling. Damn, that is a good looking car. Whoa. What an absolute beast of a car that is. Damn. And the finish line of Goodwood Festival of Speed. What a place.